through 2030 as more people prioritize clean, clear skin and a youthful glow.
It's a vitamin C serum.
Robles says after proper moisturization and sun protection, the rest is really up to you.
I always encourage people to experiment and play, and if they have a product like Deb does with her bold red lip, if they have a product that they love, they should feel the freedom to incorporate that into their no makeup look.
The freedom to do less is putting a smile on fresh faces. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
This is Kcal News, Los Angeles.
How did this happen? Not a single air traffic controller is working at the Burbank Airport tonight. Flights are delayed and canceled. Passengers concerned about their safety. Is the government shutdown to blame?
Plus, a clearer picture tonight what prosecutors say happened when former USC star Mark Sanchez was stabbed as the quarterback faces a felony charge.
And you can relax now after a tense win in Game 2. The Dodgers leaving the city of brotherly love, one win away from the NLCS. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Harvey.
I'm Rudabeh Shabazi, and we begin with breaking news. Turbulent travel at Burbank Airport and other airports across the country tonight as the government shutdown continues and air traffic controllers are not showing up for work.
Kcal is live at the Burbank Airport where not a single air traffic controller is on duty tonight. There are massive delays and, of course, safety concerns. Kcal News reporter Nicole Comstock is live in Burbank now with the very latest. Nicole.
Well, you know, if you're already anxious about flying, finding out that there are no air traffic controllers working at your airport is definitely not going to be a comforting thing. As you ladies mentioned, this has led to delays and cancellations at the Burbank Airport tonight. And while some say they understand why federal workers might want to take a stand against the government shutdown, others say this is an absurd way to do it. They're controlling vehicle traffic outside the Hollywood Burbank Airport. But air traffic control is a different story. Governor Newsom tweeted President Trump today, Burbank Airport has 0 air traffic controllers from 4:15 to 10 p.m. because of your government shutdown. All operations had to be controlled remotely by Kcal Dt in San Diego.
They are, in essence, the same as firefighters, police. They're serving the public, and public lives are at stake.
Most travelers told us it didn't feel like a very safe situation.
Yes. It is kind of scary.
And air traffic control audio paints a picture of the confusion some pilots were dealing with behind the scenes.
I was just getting a headset on. You said everything's closed for our clearances?
The clearance is closed, ground's closed, local's closed. The tower is closed due to staffing. So you just contact Kcal on the 800 number in the green book for your clearance.
So what's the deal with the staffing issue? Transportation Department officials say they've seen an uptick in employees calling out sick during the government shutdown. 13,000 of them are required to work without pay until the shutdown ends.
If we think there's issues in the airspace, we will shut it down. We will close it down. We will delay. But again, it's creating a ripple effect for our controllers.
Many flights were delayed. Others were canceled, having passengers rerouted to another airport.
Air traffic control wasn't working, so they rerouted us to LAX. And they gave us a voucher, and now we're going there.
I asked, am I going home today? And they said, yeah, you'll get home. You just have to go to LAX to do it.
Some say they understand why people wouldn't want to go to work if a government shutdown was preventing them from getting paid on time. But not so much when they're providing an essential service, like safe skies.
But unfortunately, the people that they're hurting are the people just like them. You know, we're just all taxpayers. So hopefully Congress and the president get the message that, you know, we all deserve better.
And the Burbank Airport is telling people to check their flight status for any possible delays or cancellations before arriving here. The Air Traffic Controllers Union also warned its members that taking part in any kind of coordinated work action or failing to report for duty could result in their termination. Reporting in Burbank, Nicole Comstock, Kcal News.
Thank you, Nicole. In the meantime, the government remains shut down, but tonight, President Trump said progress is being made on ending it. Just a few hours ago, a Republican-led short-term funding bill failed to pass the Senate, which then adjourned. Democrats want health insurance tax credit extensions in the bill. The president says he is willing to work with the Democrats on health care, but not until the government reopens. And we are closely watching any developments out of Washington on the shutdown, and we will bring you the latest on Kcal News and kcalnews.com. Now, Southern California hometown hero and former NFL star Mark Sanchez is facing possible prison time tonight after a bloody confrontation with a 69-year-old man in Indianapolis over the weekend.
Kcal News reporter Tom Waite is here now with new details about the incident and the civil suit against Sanchez that's already been filed.
Exactly, and this all happened in Indianapolis because Sanchez was there to call the game on Sunday. So we'll get more into that in just a second here. But Sanchez was stabbed during this incident and is still recovering in the hospital. Indianapolis police say security video of the violent confrontation led them to file felony charges against Sanchez, who now faces the possibility of 1 to 6 years behind bars. A wounded Mark Sanchez stumbling as he walks along an Indianapolis street. In the video obtained by the New York Post, Sanchez also appears to be putting pressure on his lower chest. Sanchez made his way to a nearby bar to ask for help.
One of the officers on scene inside the bar to make sure we lock that bar down, treat it as the crime scene, don't let anybody in or out for now.
Scott Bennett says Sanchez was bleeding when he showed up at his bar.
I brought him inside, laid him down, and we called 911.
This is Sanchez on a stretcher as paramedics rushed him to a hospital. The former USC star and NFL quarterback was stabbed after an argument with a 69-year-old truck driver identified as Perry Toll. Investigators say the confrontation was over a parking space. This is a photo of Toll from his hospital bed, showing him in a neck brace, bruised and bloodied. Police are charging Sanchez.
We have added more serious charges against Mr. Sanchez. At this point in time, we have filed a felony charge, a level 5 felony of battery involving serious bodily injury, which contains a penalty of 1 to 6 years.
Indianapolis police say the investigation is still in its early stages, but the truck driver says it was Sanchez who attacked him. According to an affidavit, the 69-year-old driver told police while he was picking up grease from a restaurant, Sanchez began physically attacking him. The driver pepper sprayed his face. He thought, quote, "This guy is trying to kill me," and stabbed Sanchez multiple times. The driver also said Sanchez, quote, "smelled of alcohol," and his speech was slurred.
Sanchez reportedly entered the victim's vehicle, and the victim's 69 years old. And after he was arrested and he spoke to law enforcement, Sanchez says that he doesn't remember anything except for a window. I mean, that's pretty much it.
The truck driver has hired an attorney and has filed a civil lawsuit against Sanchez.
He's back at home with his wife and just recovering at this point. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of medical care that he's going to continue to receive in the coming days and weeks and months.
I look at those numbers and
At USC, Sanchez from Long Beach went from backup quarterback to a breakout star.
Oh, look at that.
After graduating in 2008, Sanchez spent 10 years in the NFL. He now works for Fox calling games. He was in Indianapolis for Sunday's Raiders-Colts matchup. His colleagues talked about his absence on the air.
Brady Quinn, who is stepping in for Mark Sanchez.
What happens next for Sanchez in a criminal case? Legal experts say his state of mind at the time of the confrontation could be a major factor.
And we don't treat sober people that do this kind of stuff the same way that we treat people who are under the influence or who are having a mental health break.
Sanchez's family says the former quarterback remains under medical care. They called this a, quote, distressing time for everyone involved. The truck driver did file a lawsuit today against both Sanchez and Fox Corporation, where Sanchez works. I'm Tom Waite, Kcal News.
Turner to second base. Tommy Edman. Low throw. Freddie Freeman with the scoop. And the ball game is over.
Dodger fans, has your heart rate gone down yet? The boys in blue win a nail-biter against the Phillies to take a 2-0 series lead.
And that means they are now just one win away from the NLCS. And Kcal Sports anchor Chris Hayre joins us now. Chris, whew, our entire newsroom was pretty much sweating the end of that game.
Hernandez has been a beast in the postseason. Breaks his bat and coming to the plate. Hernandez, the throw to the plate, the tag. He's safe. Oh, he's in a, yep. Will Smith, first ball swinging, line drive down, base hit. Freddie Freeman is in to score. Hernandez right behind him, and Will Smith delivered. Trinan gave up 3 hits. Vesia faces his 3 batters with 1 hit, and here Trey Turner finally kind of break that streak with the hit last time. Turner to second base, Tommy Edman, low throw, Freddie Freeman with the scoop, and the ball game is over.
Lots to unpack in that one. You know, to come away with a win right there, huge momentum maintainer, and so you know, looking forward to getting back home.
Yeah, baby. A mixture of joy and, frankly, relief tonight for Dodger fans. Several gathered at the Greyhound Bar and Grill in Highland Park to cheer on the boys in blue tonight. They were in for a tense night, though.
It was a very stressful game.
We were sweating it out in that 8th inning, but here we are, winners. Thank you. Well, they got to win one more game. Get the brooms out. Start sweeping them.
Okay, now. Sweep indeed, and of course, we will be watching. Stay right here for the latest of the Dodgers' push for another championship. You can also find stories on KCalNews.com.
The man who allegedly shot a Sacramento TV station pleaded not guilty today. 3 shots were fired into the ABC 10 building last month. Thankfully, no one was injured. Anibal Hernandez Santana faces multiple charges. His next hearing is set for November. The state of Illinois and the city of Chicago are now suing the Trump administration to stop the deployment of the National Guard there.
Well, today a judge didn't issue a temporary restraining order. Usher Qureshi is in Chicago tonight, and Adam Yamaguchi is in Portland, a city which could also see the Guard on the streets.
For the last 3 weeks, clashes have erupted outside the Broadview, Illinois ICE Processing Center. Protesters say federal agents in riot gear used pepper balls and tear gas to